Yo, 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 what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So, before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So, shout out to everybody. I hope that you guys are doing well. If you guys can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, then give me a thumbs down or an angry face in the chat. All right. I'm going to shout out everybody who is in the building early. All right. Give me 1 second. My bad. Shout out to Catsy. We got Denise Scales. We got Brooklyn Queen. We got Cameron Jones. We got Sybil. And we got Lehman Lucas in the building. Shout out to y'all. All right. What we're going to talk about today are some families. Okay. We're going to talk about some families. Now, the sad thing about us having this discussion about families is that when it comes to these particular families, they all had horrible demises. Okay. They had horrible demises. Things didn't go very well for these people at all. And, you know, we really don't have to ask the question why. As we go through these stories, it'll be very obvious. You guys will be able to put it into the comment section. But let's check out some of this stuff, shall we? Some of these stories you might have seen before. Some of these stories you may have not seen before. Let's get it.
A 22-year-old Tampa woman is facing charges after police say that she had an inappropriate relationship with a teen on social media.
And police think that.
Now, is anybody immediately off the rip? Is anybody shocked? Let's continue.
There could be more victims out there. News Channel 8's Nicole Rogers is live in the Tampa newsroom, or rather in Tampa, with the very latest on the investigation. Nicole?
Stacey, Josh, good evening. These are crimes that the police chief describes as unsettling and disturbing. That 22-year-old woman is now facing several charges, we're told, all started on social media. 22-year-old Alyssa Zinger is facing charges after police say she had an inappropriate relationship with a boy between 12 and 15 years old. Tampa police tell Late on Your Side, Zinger made
Now, again, I don't understand this, but, you know, that's the reason why I ask these questions. Does anybody understand why people have these inappropriate relationships? Does it make sense at all? Yeah, shout out to Torian. I'm sure, Torian, you heard of this because you follow these kind of stories. But like the thing that's crazy, and we could actually reference Torian as a validating source about this. Does this happen more often than not? Like, what's crazy about this, and I honestly, I don't even know if this is crazy or if it's not, but this is not even surprising when you hear stuff like this anymore because it happens so often. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't agree, then give me a thumbs down. This happens literally multiple times a day, everywhere, at all times. And it just never gets a lot of focus. As often as this happens, you would think that there would be specials about this. You would think that there would be like some type of special discussions, you know what I'm saying? Like things that we need to do in order to cut down this kind of crime. It's not there at all. It's not there at all. No effort.
Contact with the victim by posing as a 14-year-old homeschooled student on Snapchat. These police records detail how Zinger was in a romantic relationship with the teen from the end of May through the middle of September. The documents go on to allege Zinger recorded sex acts with the victim after they had broken up and maliciously sent it to several of his classmates. Tampa Police Chief Lee Burkraw released a statement saying,
like, why would you do that? Seriously, like as a grown woman, why would you do that? And then the thing is also is that this is revenge porn. You know,
and quote, it is disturbing and unsettling to see an adult take advantage of a child and prey on them. It went on to read, anyone who may have been a victim of Zingers, we encourage you to come forward. The Tampa Police Department will support you and ensure a predator like Zinger doesn't cause you or others additional harm. We stopped by Zinger's home to hear her side of the story, but no one answered. Her defense attorney, Daniel Fernandez, entered this written plea of not guilty, but his office tells 8 on Your Side they haven't received any evidence as they await Zinger's arraignment. Hillsborough County Public Schools released this statement, 8 on Your Side, saying, quote, "This did not happen at our school. However, we are grateful that a student felt safe enough to come to a trusted adult on campus, alerting them about this individual." It went on to read, "Our staff immediately contacted law enforcement so they could begin an investigation." Tampa police tell 8 on Your Side they believe that there are more victims out there. If you or anyone that you know have fallen victim to these crimes, you're being asked to call this number below, TPD. For now, live in Tampa, Nicole Rogers, 8 on Your Side.
All right, so there's that. So what do you guys think about that? So this is something that happened pretty close to home. You know what I'm saying? This is going to make you throw up. I'm not going to give you guys any preview about it. We're just going to listen.
Begin with the sentence for a Macedonia man who will spend the rest of his life in prison for child sex crimes at his home that doubled as a daycare.
William Lupica was sentenced today for the sexual abuse. At one point, he backed out of a plea deal.
So I want to make sure that you guys heard that correctly. How many of you guys heard that correctly, right? This dude ran a in-home daycare, okay? He ran a in-home daycare, and while he was running this in-home daycare, he was abusing the children of his clients sexually, okay? If you guys heard that properly, please give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you guys did not hear that, then give me a thumbs down.
But we begin with the sentence for a Macedonia man who will spend the rest of his life in prison for child sex crimes at his home that doubled as a daycare.
William Lupica was sentenced today for the sexual abuse. At one point, he backed out of a plea deal before changing his plea to guilty in October.
News 5 investigator Tara Morgan first brought you this disturbing story in May of 2022. She was back in court for sentencing.
William Lupica sat stone cold in court. He never looked at the gallery full of tearful and angry parents. One after another shared their disgust for the man they once looked to as family.
We don't know you other than the fact that you're a monster, a devil.
Mothers and fathers sickened by what they learned over the course of the investigation of child sex crimes at Lupica's home in Macedonia they trusted for their daycare.
My daughter is terrified to go in the bathroom alone. The door always has to stay open.
Lupica initially pled not guilty, but changed his plea in October to 13 counts, including 2 counts of rape.
You prayed because you're a predator.
Now, I want to bring this, I want to bring this picture back here. Now, I want to ask you guys this question. How many of you all would feel safe leaving your kids in the care of an individual that looks like that? How many of you guys are looking at him and it just screams he's not suspect? Let me ask you guys, what about him just screams, oh, he's not suspect? See, I don't know, like, what I'm saying? Like, it might just be me, but bro, you look weird. And that might be wrong. It might be wrong to judge, but guess what? That's not going to be the first or last wrong thing that I do in my life. I judge. I listen to my gut. And it don't matter whether it's justified or not. If I get a gut feeling, I follow that gut feeling. And this dude right here definitely looks like a creep, which means that if he is a creep, he's probably doing creep things. If I'm wrong, well, then I'm wrong. But if my gut was right, then my gut is right. And I ain't got to worry about, a life-altering mistake that I could, cause for my loved ones. You know what I'm saying?
13 counts, including 2 counts of rape.
You prayed because you're a predator. I'm not going to say your name because you're not worth it.
The prosecutor says Lupica had enormous amounts of pictures of private parts of children on his phone and hid them with an app that needed a special access code, saying there would be.
Did you guys hear that? What do you need that on your damn phone for? Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear what this dude does? He takes these pictures of these kids that he's abused and hides them in his phone. Bro, you're disgusting. They're going to have, let me ask you guys this question. What do y'all think they're going to do to him in jail? That's my question for y'all.
Private parts of children on his phone and hid them with an app that needed a special access code, saying there would be no way to identify them.
He collected it like a library.
In court, the prosecutor showed a video of Lupica setting up a hidden camera inside his home, saying one of the lures at the daycare was a swimming pool.
The kids and these teenagers to dress and undress and get into their swimming suit. The defendant, knowing this, and having these individuals, having these kids change in his master bedroom.
The children were groomed to stay silent, and they were recorded and abused without their knowledge or consent.
Parents shook their heads, and the disbelief was audible when Lupica uttered these words.
I don't know how I got here. I'm truly sorry.
Lupica was sentenced to life in prison with a chance at parole after serving 30 years. He's 72.
And I hope you suffer a slow, torturous death.
I'm News 5 investigator Tara Morgan.
She told him she hopes that he suffers a slow and torturous death. Nothing about forgiveness or anything like that. Just putting that out there. You know what I'm saying? So how many people heard about this Walmart incident? There was an incident at Walmart during a custody exchange where a mother ran over the foster mom in the Walmart parking lot. And it was crazy. I've talked about this before, but we're going to talk about this again because this is the mom's episode of Crimecast. We're going to do another one of these on Mother's Day. Oh, and don't worry, we'll be doing one on Father's Day too.
A child custody handoff between a mother and her child's foster parents comes to a violent end when that mother gets behind the wheel of a U-Haul pickup and runs down the foster mom in a Target parking lot.
511 officers help, shots fired. The target.
A police officer's body cam capturing it all. The security camera also capturing the sudden explosion of rage. The child's mother speeding through the parking lot, striking the foster mom and nearly hitting officers nearby. LAPD officers quickly running to their cruisers and initiating a pursuit.
Parker, where are you? Get in the car, get in the car.
It all began earlier in the evening with a call to 911 from the foster father.
I have a mom who's taking a child that I have custody of, and I need help because she's getting ready to get into a car and drive off. She's starting the vehicle up right now. Okay. And she's driving her engine, and she has them in a car with no car seat. Please.
Is she the mother of the child?
Yeah.
Harbor units, your family dispute at Harbor and Swinford. Harbor and Swinford is now a citizen following a kidnapped suspect. Suspect is in a U-Haul pickup, a Chevy Silverado.
Responding officers were able to intervene in the custody dispute and talk to that mother.
Because I'm upset, that's why. So
yeah,
you keep telling me to calm down. You can't keep. That's why I said, can you call somebody that can negotiate all of our situations so we all leave fair, so no one just cause no more commotion.
I'm trying to do that.
This is a hazard.
After a lengthy discussion, police took the 5-year-old boy and turned him.
It's amazing how that woman said that this is a hazard, and she was the only one creating a hazardous environment.
Over to the foster parents. The boy's mother then got in her truck, appearing to drive away, but moments later she turned around and hit the gas.
Oh, hey!
That's when the pursuit began.
She's going to be a channel, or it's going to be eastbound channel towards Gaffey.
That pursuit traveling at extreme speeds on San Pedro neighborhood streets.
They just keep into the curbs. Hey guys, you turn coming back at the officers coming back to Gaffey off of, I believe it's a Shepherd here.
Moments later, the fleeing driver slamming into a tree. Pursuing officers then approaching the vehicle with great caution and then taking the woman into custody without further incident. 39-year-old Maisha Scott was taken to the hospital for treatment of injuries suffered in that pursuit crash. After her release from the hospital, Scott was arrested and charged with 2 counts of attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer.
She going to jail now. I want y'all to see how she messed up her life. She messed up her life over nothing. Nothing. Everything that was going on in that situation there was totally unnecessary. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree that what was going on there was completely unnecessary, none of that even had to happen. Now she gonna have a record. Now she going to jail for a long time. And I guarantee you she's still going to blame everybody except for herself.
And felony evading. Incredibly, the foster mother who was run down in the Target parking lot was not seriously injured and was treated and released at the scene. Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by...
What's good with it, Mark? All right, so we got another mother. All right. We got another mother, right? Modern moms wilding out here. This is the Super Saiyan mom. I know y'all remember when we talked about this Super Saiyan mom. This woman right here is ridiculous. Her and that woman that we just saw on the screen, they need to both do their sentence in the same jail cell in the men's prison. You know what I'm saying? If you guys agree that this woman right here and that first woman need to share a cell and do a prison sentence in the male's prison, then give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, then give me a thumbs down.
That's upsetting many in our community. A mother caught on camera battering and beating her little 3-year-old son. That child completely defenseless as she threw and tossed him around, kicked and punched him. Police even calling her a monster tonight. She was arrested for child abuse, but tonight she's out of jail. Nico Clemens was there as she walked out. Nico, did she have to say anything?
Well, Trina, when she walked out, she said she loves her son. She wants to see her son. But in this video, which we want to warn you, it is heartbreaking and tough to watch. You don't hear her say anything. All you see is this mother kicking and pushing her son, who's unable to defend himself.
A 3-year-old child abused. Police say by his own mother.
How can a mother do this?
Who does that? Like, seriously, for real. In fact, if you guys agree with win, lose, or rug, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Undocumented Karen is what she is. She's one of the undocumented Karens. Shout out to Ronnie. What's good with it, bro? This undocumented Karen slapped the dog shit out of her son across the room. And then she gonna act like she had no idea what's going on. And I gotta agree. And they're doing it unapologetically. Let me ask you guys this. How many people have seen all of these videos that are coming out of these mothers beating up their children on the internet lately? I saw a video of a woman literally beating the brakes off of her son in the bathroom, dragging him all through the house by his dreads. Somehow they still got custody of the kids.
I mean, she's a monster.
Sunny House police say Yulia Starozuk is the woman in the video, and the young boy is her son. Police say a neighbor went to them Monday after their ring camera showed Starozuk pick up her son and throw him to the floor. A police report says she then kicks him several times down the hallway of the apartment complex. Police say almost 40 minutes later, she pushed her son to the ground. Starozuk bonded out of jail Wednesday and apologized for abusing her son. Police say Starozuk told detectives the reason why she kicked and pushed her son is because he was not listening.
She said she's so sorry. She's not going to do it anymore. She's lying. She's not sorry about this at all. She is a liar. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the oldest tricks in the book. She's sitting there acting like she's sad, like she feels bad about what she did, but really all she wants everybody to do is just shut up so she could go back to doing her job, whatever the hell that might be. You know what I'm saying? The way that she's knocking that kid around, that's something that's habitual for her. As a matter of fact, that's the reason why she got in trouble. She's so used to just beating her kid up like he's a rag doll that she didn't think that anybody was going to catch her trifling ass doing it. And she got caught. Facts. Sorry, you got caught.
Police say Starozuk told detectives the reason why she kicked and pushed her son is because he was not listening to her. Wednesday night, she said she loves her son.
Like, do you see how hard, like, she going ham kicking him and throwing him around? You know what I'm saying? And the thing that's the crazy thing about it is that the kid didn't even say nothing. Now, the fact that the kid didn't say nothing, that kind of indicates that that kid is used to that kind of treatment. You know what I'm saying? That indicates that that kid is used to that kind of treatment. And that kid has experienced that before. And so he's not really fazed by it. He's used to it. You know what I'm saying? And a real quick shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 17 people watching. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell and subscribe. And also, please share the stream to your social media And if you know anybody that likes crime or crime stories, make sure that you tag them in your social media share.
Ma'am, you were arrested for 1 count of aggravated child abuse.
Earlier in the day, Strozu pleaded with the judge through an interpreter.
I
am very sorry. I'm a single mom, and it was the only one incident.
She said, I'm sorry, I'm a single mom. What does being a single mom have to do with anything? Besides the fact that you're just justifying the talking points that people have against single moms. And you're also justifying the points that people have about why women should not automatically get custody of their children. They shouldn't automatically get full custody of the children. There's 2 parents. I don't understand how when there's 2 parents, it maths out to where one parent gets 100% control over custodial custody. It doesn't make any sense to me. Honestly, if I was the father in these kind of situations, when your baby mom or your ex-wife is a psychopath and she gets caught doing stuff like this, personally sue the awarding judge for providing her custody. Go back and find whoever the guardian ad litem is on your case who advocated for the mom to get the kid, and sue the guardian ad litem, sue the city, and sue the judge on behalf of your child. Protect your child by not allowing the court to do this nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Strozu pleaded with the judge through an interpreter.
I am very sorry. I'm a single mom, and it was the only one incident where I let my emotions took better of me.
Detectives are now investigating whether this mother has abused her son before.
The mother is going to get the consequences.
Okay, so I want to ask you guys this question. We're going to ask this formally. Do you all think that this woman abused her son before? Let me know what you guys think.
It comes with her actions.
The police say this was a case of if you see something, say something, and that neighbor immediately went to them when they saw this video. Police say the child had cuts and scratches and bruises on his body, but right now he is okay and with the Department of Children and Families. This mother is expected back in court in about 30 days for an arraignment. The judge ordered that she do not reach out to her son, speak with her son, or see her son for right now.
Man, that's it. She lost, you know what I'm saying? She's lost her everything. She's never going to be able to have full control or, you know, have full involvement in his life ever again. She's never going to be able to have it ever again. You know what I'm saying? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? So now let's check this out.
A disturbing new trend happening in schools across America. Female teachers taking advantage of underage male students.
This isn't a new trend. Look, I want everybody to see how Fox News just sat up here and lied. Because remember, Fox News is the most accurate news that America loves. Teachers targeting teens. And this guy says that this is a new trend. You see, it says it right on the transcript here. Disturbing new trend in schools across America. New? Facts. Shout out to Torian. Torian says, this is far from a new trend. Lying ass Jesse Waters. Big facts. And most of them are PC women. Big facts. This guy is an FBA. Big facts.
And committing sexual assault against them. We're noticing a pattern with many of these cases. They're using iPhones and social media in order to target the victim. Take 24-year-old Ricky Lynn Laughlin, for example. She worked as a special ed teacher in Missouri when she allegedly sent naked pictures and videos of herself to a 16-year-old student over Snapchat and then asked him to send pictures of himself in return. And then things escalated. He says Ricky kissed him and invited him over to her house to have sex while her husband was out of town. And Ricky was charged with 6 different felonies. 27-year-old Reagan Anderson, a former teacher and coach from—
Why would you do it? So she was married. This one here. She was married and had a newborn. But just wanted to mess with us, a student. Let me ask you guys a question. Is this modern behavior? If this is modern behavior, give me a thumbs up. If it's not modern behavior, then give me a thumbs down and let me know what it is. She got a husband. How do you work with kids, minors, and you want to deal with the kids in an intimate way? That's disgusting. That's like if you're a healthcare professional and you try to deal with your patients in an intimate way. That's also disgusting. That's disgusting for so many reasons. And there's massive amounts of women that do this. And if you ask me, not only in addition to the crimes that these women get charged with initially, they should also add grape attachments to these crimes. These women need to get charged with grape, and they also need to set an example to other women. This is not going to be accepted. Being a woman has protected you from being in trouble for sex crimes for long enough. You're going to start getting prosecuted just like how men get prosecuted since you want to be a man. You know what I'm saying?
Year-old student over Snapchat and then asked him to send pictures of himself in return. And then things escalated. He says Ricky kissed him and invited him over to her house.
And I gotta agree with Torian. Torian says this is not modern behavior. It's been going on for years. Now, here's my thing. I don't believe that this is modern behavior, and I do believe that this has been going on for years, but I believe that the boldness and the unapologeticness with which it's taking place, where women just, you'll just have a brand new husband, a brand new baby, and be screwing one of your students and have an OnlyFans account. I think that's pretty modern. You know what I'm saying? People have always been doing shady stuff on the sly. Like, I get that. That's not modern. But the way that these chicks are brazen with it, this is definitely modern, in my opinion.
To have sex while her husband was out of town. And Ricky was charged with 6 different felonies. 27-year-old Reagan Anderson, a former teacher and coach from South Carolina, is facing 2 counts of sexual battery on a student. She allegedly used Snapchat to send the teen naked photos. And then there's 38-year-old
Yeah, facts. If you guys agree with Torian, they have been protected from the scrutiny of their actions. Facts. Give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. This is such a problem. This is such a shameful problem that Fox can't even ignore it anymore. Fox actually had to do a video about this. The fact that Fox did a video about this literally shows how out of control this problem is.
Lydia Pinto. Lydia was a high school gym teacher and coach, and the victim reported Lydia abused him when he was around 14 and continued doing so until his senior year. So what's going on here? Joining me now, host of Takedown with Chris Hansen and the Predators I've Caught podcast, Chris Hansen. Why is this trend seemingly picking back up again now?
I think you have better reporting, Jesse. I think you have awareness on the part of victims who are no longer as afraid as they once were to come forward. And I think you have parents who see suspicious behavior on the part of their children, then they can check cell phones, iPads, all kinds of other digital media, and the evidence is right there. These are criminals, these female teacher predators, but they're not smart criminals, and they leave a digital footprint.
Some are suggesting because of the COVID pandemic, people were remote for so long. Now all these teachers are back in the class with the students, and they just can't control themselves.
Does that make any sense? What he just said? And if he was trying to be funny, newsflash, you're not. But did what he said just make any sense? It's amazing to me that he even attempted to say that as a justification, whether he's trying to be funny or not. Like, just the fact that you would say that, bro, you're hot garbage. Like, just the fact that you would say that, bro, you're hot garbage and a half. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree that this dude is hot garbage and a half for saying this, then give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree and y'all don't think that he is, then give me a thumbs down. You ask me, man, homeboy is hot garbage and a half for saying that. Because for one, nobody's buying it. And for two, what you said was so corny, you're downplaying the plight of the actual victims, which is something that Fox is very good at doing. Can't take that away from him.
One of the questions I'm asked most frequently about our predator investigations, do you find women predators? And in our cases, we do not, because these are guys who go online, they like to meet a stranger, a child, groom them, and then meet for sex. In female predator cases, they don't like the anonymity. They like to know their victim. So this is a case where they see their victim, they have power and control over their victim, and they're reliving this fantasy. And what we're also seeing is a lot of fetish porn involving teacher-student sex.
See, I told you guys. Freaks. Predatory freaks.
And they're reliving this fantasy. And what we're also seeing is a lot of fetish porn involving teacher-student sex. And so if you're into this sort of thing, how long is it going to be before the fantasy is no longer good and you have to act out on it? And that's what we're seeing now.
That's interesting that the women want the intimacy and the men want the anonymity. Tell us about your series now, because I was a huge fan of To Catch a Predator.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. For 20 years now, we've been going after men who try to meet and sexually assault children online. In the new Takedown series, which is on my streaming crime network, True Blue, we continue that tradition and embed with law enforcement across the country. And we have probably 60 new episodes up on True Blue right now, along with other crime investigative documentaries that we do.
So now, did you guys see the shameless plug there? That's that value chain right there. He just said that to about 13, 14, possibly 15 million people. So you know he's got some revenue from watch hours as a result of that. We'll just slip that in there. You know what I'm saying? One bro to the next, right? Cool couple mil. One hand washes the other. Don't miss that. Now, here's my question. How can I throw somebody like, you know, some unofficial money like that? How many of you all get an opportunity to either receive or throw some money to somebody like that? That was the value chain in action right there. I hope y'all didn't miss it.
All right, check it out. Chris Hansen, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jesse.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
So that offered absolutely no context on anything. That didn't offer very much context on anything. Maybe next episode they'll capture situations like this. This mother received a 20-year sentence for infant son's fractured skull, and the grandmother did too. What y'all think about that? A Tennessee mother who fractured her infant son's skull, pleaded guilty to 5 counts of aggravated child abuse and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Christina Niles' infant son suffered from a fractured skull, broken arms, and other injuries, according to prosecutors. So let me ask you guys this question. What was possibly going on here where this child had all these broken bones? How did this child get all these broken bones? What could have possibly been going on that caused all of that? You guys see that? Mother receives 20-year sentence for infant son's fractured skull. Grandmother is also charged. What could have been going on there that all of that happened? A Tennessee mother who fractured her infant son's skull pleaded guilty to 5 counts of aggravated child abuse and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Christina Niles' infant son suffered from a fractured skull, a broken arm, and other injuries, according to prosecutors. According to an affidavit, Niles admitted to throwing a toy truck and striking the infant in the head. This is when Niles believes the infant suffered the fractured skull. This is what I'm talking about like these masculine women and their Super Saiyan psychopath strength. This beast threw a toy truck at her little baby son so hard it crushed his skull. Like, did you play on the softball team or something? But she just naturally had custody of her child. Let me ask you guys this question. How many of you guys think that kids have met untimely deaths, just like what happened to this little boy right here, by being just given to the wrong mother? You guys think that that's ever happened before? So now here it says Niles also admitted to previously look at this. Niles admitted to previously holding the infant's foot over the flame of a candle for about 2 minutes because she was frustrated. Yeah, sounds real stable. Real stable. Cheryl Hawks, the victim's grandmother, is due in court on December 1st. She is also charged because officials said she knowingly failed to protect the child from the abuse. Why would you just sit there and let this go on? It's beyond me. So next, we got a toddler, and this toddler passed away as a result of a fentanyl overdose. According to the parents, they're devastated. Now, let me ask you guys this. Do y'all believe them? Do y'all believe that these parents are actually devastated? We're devastated. San Jose parents charged with murder in toddler's fentanyl death. When police arrested Kelly Richardson last week, she was found with drugs. She looked like she got drugs with her right now. So we're gonna listen to we're gonna listen to this article like it's a video.
This holiday season, Capital.
But first we're gonna wait for this ad to play. Skip this ad.
Were devastated. San Jose parents charged with murder in toddler's fentanyl death. San Jose, she grew up in a lovely home in the Almaden Valley. She was a cheerleader at West Valley College and a fan of the San Jose Sharks. She rescued kittens for a nonprofit agency. But when police arrested Kelly Richardson a day before Thanksgiving, they found her with the drugs that had turned her life to tragedy. On Monday, Richardson, 28, walked into the Santa Clara County courtroom in shackles next to her boyfriend Derek Ryo, 27. It was the San Jose couple's first court appearance to face murder charges in the fentanyl overdose death of their 19-month-old daughter Winter, the third South Bay child younger than 2 killed by the deadly opioid in 6 months. We're devastated right now, Richardson's mother, Amy Richardson, said in the hallway before entering the courtroom. Richardson's parents declined to answer any other questions, leaving their daughter's Facebook page showing her cheerleading pictures and Sharks jerseys and cat rescues to give a glimpse into her life before fentanyl took over. Ray's upbringing appeared far less idyllic, according to court records. He once told police he had been using methamphetamine since he was 12. He has a criminal record for heroin possession and auto theft, and in 2016 was convicted of felony battery for beating up a fellow inmate in county jail. Richardson and Ryo are the first parents in Santa Clara County to be charged with murder in a fentanyl poisoning death of their child. During their arraignments Monday, the first step leading toward a murder trial, Superior Court Judge Johnny Cepeda Gogo denied them both bail. They are expected to enter pleas during a hearing set for January 3rd. Richardson will also undergo a mental health evaluation, at the request of her defense lawyer, Adrian Dell. Ryo had been in jail on an unrelated case when prosecutors filed the felony complaint on November 17 in baby Winter's death. Richardson, meanwhile, was arrested Wednesday. Police found her in San Jose with drugs and drug paraphernalia, Santa Clara County Deputy District Attorney Monroe Tyler said. It's evidence of her continued use and her disregard of the danger that she poses to other people, Tyler told reporters outside the courtroom Monday. It supports our case in that she's continuing to use despite these dangerous consequences. During the hearing Monday, Richardson's parents, the grandparents of Winter, sat in the back row of the courtroom, catching a glimpse of their daughter who wore a yellow jail shirt and hung her head during much of the hearing. Ryo sat behind her in a red jail shirt. According to the police department's statement of facts in the case, Richardson and Ryo woke up the afternoon of August 12 to find Winter unresponsive in their bed. They didn't call police for another 10 hours, telling authorities they wanted time to grieve before being separated. By then, rigor mortis had set in and her lips were blue. When police arrived, they found fentanyl powder on the nightstand and a scraping tool near the baby. The fentanyl levels in her blood were 24 times the lethal dose for a child her size. Blood samples taken of Winter's parents that day also found fentanyl and methamphetamine in their systems. Winter, born on Christmas Eve 2021, became part of a grim and growing list of Bay Area youth claimed by fentanyl while in their parents' care. In Fremont, 23-month-old Christopher Ferreira died in October and his mother, Sofia Gastelum-Vera, 26, is charged with involuntary manslaughter and felony child abuse. In San Jose, 3-month-old baby Phoenix Castro died in May and her father, David Castro, is charged with felony child endangerment. 4 months after baby Phoenix's death, her mother, Emily de la Cerda.
A lot of folks be having records, don't they? A lot of folks be having records, don't they? People try to sit up there and make it seem like, oh, you know, XYZ and blah, 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 blah. And you know what I mean when I'm talking about those XYZs and blah, blahs. But when you listen to cases like this, you'll sit there and be like, damn. I didn't know that it was going down like that. This is the Bay. This is definitely the Bay. San Jose
also died of an overdose. In each case, police found fentanyl littering the homes. In baby Phoenix's case, crime lab analysis found fentanyl powder covering the infant's pink-flowered onesie. Unlike the Phoenix case, however, Santa Clara County's Department of Family and Children's Services said they were not involved with Winter's family before she died. The county's child welfare agency has come under scrutiny for allowing Phoenix to go home from the hospital with her father despite the agency's removal of his 2 older children from his care.
Now, let me ask you guys this question, and this is what I'm talking about these bad judgment calls that a lot of these state and local job and family services authorities do. Now, let me ask you guys this. Do you all feel that there should be some kind of liability in this child's death to job and family services as a result of failing to keep the child safe? If you guys think that there should, then give me a thumbs up. If you think that there should not, then give me a thumbs down.
He and de la Cerda both tested positive for drugs 2 months before the baby was born. De la Cerda.
So they were doing dope while she was pregnant with the baby, which means that they probably destroyed that baby, to be honest, because you can't really be, doing dope and be carrying a baby and expect everything to turn out all good. Would you guys agree? Like that's not the business. Like you really shouldn't do that.
For drugs 2 months before the baby was born. De la Cerda spent time in jail and in treatment during most of the baby's life. In the courtroom Monday, the judge informed Ryo and Richardson of their rights and the gravity of what lie ahead. At the end of the hearing, Richardson turned to leave the courtroom, lifted her hand above her shackles and strained to wave to Ryo, the boyfriend she met at Pioneer High School. He smiled back.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And they got the nerve to sit there and say that we're devastated. Now, this is what I'm telling you, right? These kind of stories, they happen all the time, but pay very close attention to how they put this behind the paywall. This is for subscribers only. So in order to get access to a story like this, you have to be a subscriber. Now, let me ask you guys this. What stories are always public? And that's one of the reasons why I always get subscriptions to these local news media outlets, because I want to look at the subscriber stories. They're real cheap. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they only cost $1 for like 6 months or something like that, you know, or $1 per 6 months, you know what I'm saying? Or $1 every month for 6 months. But it's worth it though to get this kind of information. You know what I'm saying? Like this, for instance, case of Colorado Springs area pastor accused of sexual exploitation of children may not go to trial. This took place on November 27th of 2023. Yeah, that's facts. If you guys agree with AB, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree with AB, give me a thumbs down. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody watching. If you guys have not smashed the like button yet, please take a moment. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not hit the bell and shared the stream to your social media, please do that as well. A former Tri-Lake area pastor pleaded not guilty to charges of sexual exploitation of a child on Monday, but despite the plea, the case may not be heading to trial. So let me ask you guys this question. Why do you all think that this case may not be heading to trial? What's you guys' thoughts on this? Why do you guys think that the case may not go to trial? Jonathan Shaheen, who is 30, is accused of receiving sexually explicit images of 2 underage girls, one 9 and the other 5, from a couple in New Mexico in 2022, according to the arrest affidavit. Now, here's my question, and it's the same question that I would ask anybody. Why would you do this? Why would anybody do this? Who does this? You know what I'm saying? Who does something like this is the question. The affidavit states that Shaheen expressed interest via text message in having that with the 2 children, as well as their mother, who was sending the photos to Shaheen. So the mother is just as trifling. The mother is just as trifling, man. What kind? Again. The FBI discovered Shaheen's contact with the couple in their cell phone while executing a search warrant at the New Mexico couple's home. On Monday, Shaheen appeared in court for an arraignment hearing where his attorney, Joshua Lindy, requested a continuance to allow additional time to negotiate a plea deal with the prosecution. Okay. Judge Jill Brady initially granted the request for a continuance, but due to scheduling conflicts for Lindsay on a potential new arraignment date, the court and attorneys instead agreed to have Shaheen plead not guilty and keep the negotiations ongoing prior to trial. Brady informed the attorneys that if an agreement is reached prior to trial, a plea hearing can be scheduled at that time. So shout out to AB Promotions. Make sure you guys throw some radiation emoji in the chat and some flames for AB Promotions for getting that answer right. A plea deal. That's what they're doing. Shaheen is now scheduled to go to trial on March 12th, but will return to court prior to that for a potential readiness conference on March 4th. Shaheen appeared to court on Monday out of custody after posting a $40,000 bond to be released the day of his arrest. According to a LinkedIn profile under the same name, Shaheen was employed as a general manager of the School of Rock in northern Colorado Springs and has worked as a pastor at Timber Creek Church. Okay. So, yeah, so that's disgusting. Yeah, I agree. Shout out to Katsy. Katsy says needs to go to federal as well. So, are you guys ready for this one? Here we go again. Like DMX. Dad stabs daughter repeatedly. Then he said that he would do it again. So there's that. Again, same question I always ask. My question is, who does it? Who does it? Why would they do it?
In Operation Crime and Justice, a Nashville man is charged with trying to kill his daughter. Metro police say a fight between the two ended with 81-year-old Alan C. repeatedly stabbing his daughter outside his home in South Nashville. Police say the victim had stab wounds to her chest, to her lower neck, and her cheek. A neighbor tells police that C. said, I'm quoting here, I tried to kill her, but I couldn't.
That deserves to be run one more time.
In Operation Crime and Justice, a Nashville man is charged with trying to kill his daughter. Metro police say a fight between the two ended with 81-year-old Alan C. repeatedly stabbing his daughter outside his home in South Nashville. Police say the victim had stab wounds to her chest, to her lower neck, and her cheek. A neighbor tells police that C. said, I'm quoting here, I tried to kill her, but I couldn't.
It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there it is. That's just it. Tried to delete her, but he couldn't. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to say about this. y'all got me dead. I don't know what to say about this. Couple injected baby with meth to try and treat severe burns. Police say outright torture. Have you ever just been like speechless where you just don't know what to say? Because that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. So yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I'm waiting for this. Let me see. Here. Wait a minute. What the hell? This is something different, but let's listen to this.
Indiana police arrested two parents for child neglect after officials found that their baby had been bitten more than 50 times by rats at their home. David Schonnebaum and Angel Schonnebaum were arrested after the police responded to a home in the 1600 block of South Linwood earlier this month, local news station.
Their kid got bit up by rats. I'm not trying to be funny, but real quick, I want people to understand when I be talking about like how certain people the kind of people that you will deal with, that will make me question whether you're straight or legitimate. If a man deals with a woman that looks that much like a man, to me, now you're touching the realms of being LGBTQ, despite the fact that you're with a woman. You don't get to just mess with everybody and not be held to some type of standard or some type of spectrum. This right here, you're pushing the line on that. Let's see. All right, hold on real quick. Okay, yeah. This is the one I'm looking for. All right. So let's listen to this real quick.
A couple in San Antonio is accused of injecting their baby with methamphetamines to try and treat severe burns after a pot of boiling water allegedly fell on her and subjected the baby to, quote, outright torture, authorities said. Amanda Mann, 31, and Dustin Lawrence, 30, have been charged with endangering a child risking bodily injury, injury to a child resulting in serious bodily injury, reckless, and 4 counts of abandoning or endangering a child with intent, according to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. It's unclear if they entered a plea to the charges or retained attorneys to comment on their behalf. On Friday, Mann and Lawrence allegedly injected their 1-year-old daughter with methamphetamine after a pot of scalding water allegedly fell on the baby, while Mann claimed she was preparing.
How did scalding hot water? I need to ask you guys this question. How does scalding hot water fall on the baby? Somebody help me. How does scalding hot water fall on the baby? Can somebody help me with that? How does that occur? If you have your child, you know what I'm saying, and like you're carrying your child or your child is in the proximity or, you know, whatever the case may be, the most important thing for you to do is for you to preserve the child's safety. That's the most important thing for you to do. As a matter of fact, like when it comes to concentration, that's like the only thing that you should be concentrating on. Shout out to Cameron. Cameron says maybe the baby was cooking spaghetti. If you guys agree with Cameron, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with Cameron, give me a thumbs down. I don't think the baby was cooking spaghetti. I do think that the mom and dad were cooking meth, though. I think that the mom and dad were cooking meth.
Spaghetti in the family's RV in San Antonio, Texas.
Hold on, wait. They just mentioned something about some damn spaghetti. Hold on real quick.
They fell on the baby while Mann claimed she was preparing spaghetti in the family's RV in San Antonio, Texas.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Yeah, so there's that. Okay. Let me see. Let's actually read through this here. Now, this is in Texas. A couple in San Antonio is accused of injecting their baby with methamphetamines to try and treat severe burns after a pot of boiling water allegedly fell on her and subjected the baby to outright torture, authorities said. Now, why would anybody inject themselves with meth to heal? Why would you do that? Is there anybody in here that has done that? Was it effective? Did it work? Of course, this isn't medical advice, or this isn't, us telling anybody to do anything. We're just asking for a testimonial with no intent to pursue. YouTube manual reviewer. You know what I'm saying? Amanda Mann, who is 31, and Dustin Lawrence, who is 30, have been charged with endangering a child risking bodily injury, injury to a child resulting in serious bodily injury, recklessness, and 4 counts of abandoning and endangering a child with intent. according to Bexar County Sheriff's Office. Okay. It's unclear if they entered a plea deal to the charges or retained attorneys to comment on their behalf. On Friday, Mann and Lawrence allegedly, look at this, Mann and Lawrence allegedly injected their 1-year-old daughter with methamphetamine after a pot of scalding water allegedly fell on the baby, while Mann claimed she was preparing spaghetti in the family's RV in San Antonio, in Texas. Why was the baby directly under a pot of where boiling water was? And what kind of activities were they involved in where they knocked the water off of the stove onto the baby? I'm lost. It doesn't make any sense. The parents initially tried to treat the severe burns with ointment. When that didn't seem like a sufficient remedy, the couple allegedly turned to illicit drugs. Mann and Lawrence chose not to seek medical care for her and instead thought that injecting her with methamphetamine would help the pain, Sheriff Javier Salazar told reporters in what he described as an infuriating case during a press conference on Monday. Yeah, I mean, it is an infuriating case. Shout out to Katsy. Katsy said, so these people deserve a Darwin Award. What is a Darwin Award? I'm not sure what that is. What is that? What is a Darwin Award? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 25 people watching. If you guys have not smashed the like button yet, please take a moment, smash the like button, trying to get this channel to 500 subs. Also, make sure that you guys hit the bell and subscribe to the channel, and also share the stream to your social media. The couple allegedly said the meth allowed the baby to sleep through the night. They're lucky that the baby was still alive. They're very lucky that the baby was still alive. Right. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said back in the day, there used to be commercials about turning the handles inward when you have young children around while you're cooking. Yeah. Cassie said, it's stupid people taking themselves out of the gene pool permanently. Oh, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. Tony Taylor said, them PCs know something we don't. I mean, we're dumb. I'm too stupid to ever think of anything like using meth to heal anybody. My IQ is too low. I'm too stupid and uncreative. I use stuff like, triple antibiotic and bacitracin. You know what I'm saying? I'm not creative and trendy enough, you know what I'm saying, to do things like that. So now here it says when the baby woke up and they pulled the sheets off her, her skin came off onto the sheets and it stuck to the sheets. Are they out their damn mind? That probably hurt the baby even worse. Damn, this poor baby, man. I really hope they take this child away, and I hope this kid don't never see his parents again. I hope this baby don't never see its parents again. Now, the baby probably had like 1st or 2nd degree burns, right? The baby probably had 1st or 2nd degree burns from the scalding hot water. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying, Brooklyn Queen. Facts. Then on top of it, so the skin was probably already melted, you know what I'm saying, and scabbed. They put the sheet on it, and the sheet probably like healed into the scab. And then when they ripped the sheets off the baby, it was like damn near like a Brazilian, except for it was skin instead of wax. I bet you that baby was crying like hell because when it comes to first degree and second degree burns, the nerves are still alive. Like the nerves are still exposed. You know what I'm saying? So that was probably painful as hell for that child to experience. That was probably painful as hell for that child to experience. So now here it says, even then, they just continue to try to treat the baby with whatever ointment they had. Well, which, I mean, I hate to say this, but like that's an improvement. Because when you're injecting meth into a child to try to heal it, that's not going to help very much. Shout out to Hurricane IQ. What's good with it, bro? And shout out to Mama Zeke. Mama Zeke says, this is all so very disturbing. Just because you can have children doesn't mean that you should. Yo, that's facts. If y'all agree with Mama Zeke, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Vega. These people are dumb. Super facts. The biggest facts in the world. Over 24 hours later, they allegedly called a family friend over to ask for their advice, and the friend suggested they take the 1-year-old to the hospital where she continues to receive treatment. Based upon the level of outright torture this baby had to endure, I wish there was something else we could charge them with, said Salazar. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but y'all the LAPD. If anybody know how to make something happen as far as something happening that shouldn't happen is them, or something that, you know, there's no evidence to make happen is y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do it for this situation. Something else happened to that baby. I can guarantee you we will run to upgrade the charges on these folks. But at this point, we have literally thrown every possible charge we could. And I hope to God they stay in jail for the better part of the rest of their lives based upon what we've seen in regard to that poor baby, he said. The couple are also parents to 2-month-old twins, allegedly delivered by man herself and children, ages 2, 6, and 8. Yo, that's wild. Did y'all hear that? If y'all heard that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all didn't hear that, give me a thumbs down. Listen, the couple are also parents to 2-month-old twins. These twins were allegedly delivered by man herself and children ages 2, 6, and 8. She's got a lot of kids. And she delivered her own baby, man. That's wild. Man, what? She delivered the twins. The couple are also parents to 2-month-old twins, allegedly delivered by man herself. Man, get out of here. That's crazy. The 6-year-old, look at this. The 6-year-old also tested positive for meth. Sheesh. 6-year-old also tested positive for meth. Added Salazar, CPS has taken all of these children from the custody of these two knuckleheads, for lack of a better term. Man, if you call these people knuckleheads, that's actually being nice to them. That's actually being nice to him. So shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Make sure you guys throw some radiation emoji in the chat. Throw some flames in the chat for Brooklyn Queen. It was actually Brooklyn Queen who put me on to this particular situation right here. How many people heard about this? If I'm not mistaken, her child was mixed. Pure evil. Kentucky mother accused of horrific murder of her children, ages 6 and 9. Who does it? Who does it, ladies and gentlemen, is the question. A Kentucky mother is accused of the brutal murder of her 2 children, ages 6 and 9. The Bullitt County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a shooting at Shepherdsville residence just after 11 a.m. on Wednesday. Now, this is an old story. According to WLKY, we're told a neighbor who felt something was off went into the house and found the children in a bedroom. Okay. Inside Edition reported that a post arrest complaint stated that the individual who called 911 informed the police that there were 2 victims in the bedroom who are covered in blood and a gun was on the bed. Okay. Deputies arrived at the crime scene to find 2 wounded young children in critical condition. The children were rushed to Norton Children's Hospital, but were later pronounced dead from their gunshot injuries. So y'all already know what happened. Y'all already know what happened. This woman's name is Tiffany Lucas. Tiffany Lucas, who is 32, was booked into Bullitt County Detention Center on Wednesday afternoon for the alleged filicide. More like familicide. Lucas was charged with 2 counts of murder, and her bail was set at $2 million. During her arraignment on Thursday morning, the court appointed a public attorney for Lucas for the filicide case. An arrest affidavit states that a witness identified Lucas as the shooter. The names of the children have not been released by authorities. Colonel Alex Payne, the chief deputy with the Bullitt County Sheriff's Office, said during a Wednesday press conference that the father of one of the slain boys is deceased, and investigators have not yet been able to identify the father of the second child. Whether you think it's mental illness, just pure evil, a combination of both, it could be substance abuse, any combination thereof, pick your poison, it's not good. The result is horrific, Payne said. Yeah, and I agree. We had, I think it was Cassie that said it was just plain evil. What do other people think that this was? Yeah, I gotta agree. Super facts. If you guys agree with Cassie, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. No child deserves any of the stuff that we've heard today. Facts. I agree 100%. No child deserves that. No child deserves these kind of outcomes. You know? And shout out to Brooklyn Queen for being a bot enforcer. Payne told WHAS TV of the grisly discovery. I'll give you the cliche answer first. A lot of people will say it's a part of the job, but it's the part of the job that you dread, the part that you hope that you go your entire career and never see. The Facebook page for Lucas shows dozens of photos of the smiling mother enjoying happier times with her 2 sons. The most recent Facebook post featured the mother and her sons dressing up as Star Wars characters for Halloween. Court records show Lucas previously spent a month in jail for drug possession conviction. However, there was no previous violent criminal history. Amanda Magnus, a neighbor of Lucas, told WLKY, "It makes me sick just thinking of any kid getting hurt or possibly losing their life. It's just devastating." Okay, so we're gonna check this out, what they got to say over here.
Shepherdsville neighborhood is
we're gonna definitely check this out real quick. Let's see what they time by. Let's see they time by right here. Let me see. Oh, we can't expand the screen out, none. Okay.
Shepherdsville neighborhood is stunned tonight, now looking for the answers to a violent crime they never saw coming. Police say 2 young boys killed by their own mother. Hello, everybody. It's our top story here on the WHS 11 team. I'm Doug Profit. WHS 11 team's Connor Stephan and photojournalist Addie Hill are in Bullitt County talking to neighbors and investigators tonight.
Just past the Jefferson-Bullitt County line.
You don't expect this, no matter where you live, but here especially.
A community is grappling with the tough loss of 2 young lives, from neighbors who knew them.
Just put yourself in these people's place and think, well, it can happen to anyone. And
to officers who tried to rescue them.
I'll give you the cliche answer first. It's part of the job, but it's the part that you dread. The part that you hope that you go your entire career and never see.
Officers arrived at this home on Bentwood Drive around 11 Wednesday morning, where they rushed 2 young boys just 6 and 9 years old to the hospital.
They were alive and remained so until they got to the hospital.
Police believe this woman, 32-year-old Tiffany Lucas, shot and killed her 2 sons. She's charged with 2 counts of murder. At this time, the Bullitt County Sheriff's Office is not sharing any information on the moments leading up to the shooting or what Lucas's motive may have been. Right now, she remains in custody at the Bullitt County Detention Center.
Whether you think it's mental illness, just pure evil, combination of both, pick your poison. None of it's good. The result is horrific.
It's hard to underscore the deeply somber feeling right now in this area. Neighbors tell us it was just yesterday that they saw the boys playing out front in a yard.
They live here since 2004.
For this longtime neighbor who asked we don't show his face or share his name. How do you think the neighborhood's reacting? Have you talked with neighbors about this?
I talked to a couple neighbors and they're kind of upset that they find out 2 little boys got shot. That's kind of upsetting. Nobody back here wanted to hear about kids getting shot. Nobody wants to hear people getting shot at all.
It was shocking, actually. Nobody ever thinks it's going to happen in your neighborhood.
As a Bentwood Drive house stands empty tonight.
Just love your family and hope nothing like this ever happens to anyone else.
Those mourning the loss are looking past the act of what happened.
Those kids went to schools. Those kids had friends. Those kids had families.
And keeping close to their hearts, the 2 young lives taken too soon. In Shepherdsville, Connor Stephan, the WHAS 11 team, on your side.
So there's that. Very, very sad. Very sad. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be doing some more Crimecast later on this week. All right? Later on this week. Hopefully, I'll be able to get in a couple more streams today. So make sure that you guys have the alerts set. All right? Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are not subscribed to Reacts, please make sure you guys take a moment and go subscribe to the Reacts channel. All right. We're getting close to 1,000 subscriptions over there. You know what I'm saying? That's the next milestone for us. It'd be great if we were able to hit it. So please help us out if you're not subscribed over there and subscribe. All right. And I appreciate each and every one of you all. Okay. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching. Smash that like button on the way out. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,